September 2023, I missed loads. It's like a good week and a half there. Oh god, look at July. Man, I really just stopped caring. June, May, April, March, February, January. I basically missed every Thursday, which is weird. 2023, 2022. So, I've got 3 years. I still remember to this day, the very first day that I missed. I had done it for 2019, so 21, no, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, that was my third year, 3 years in a row. And that was the very first day I missed. 3 years in. And I remember I was in London, as I'd been obviously home at that point, and I was going up the escalator in the underground, and I was like, wait a minute, did I forget to do my Duolingo? I still remember that, because keep in mind, I've been doing it every single day without fail for 3 years. So it's like, oh, okay. I've still kept up with it, but then I was like, wait, I've just missed my very first day. A free streak was used. That's crazy. But then I was like, you know what? After 3 years and I'm not enjoying the app anymore. Oh well, screw it. I really don't care. But here we are, October, September. This is 2020. This is during pandemic time. I did so much in my first year, 2 years. Your first year especially. Here we go. December 2019. I do have a freeze, but that's because I think of the different time zone change, because I was traveling around Australia at that point. Yeah, December. So that was my first. So here we go. We're about to do it. We're going to go back. And there we go. October 18th, 2019 is when I started, yeah? I have been doing this now for 6 fucking years. Admittedly, yeah, like I said, I've got a couple of days I've missed, but is what it is. Is what it is. I mean, I've still done it every day. Like, I'm still doing just Japanese is just a part of my life now every day, so that's okay. But look at that. That is 6 years every single day, October 18th. And you want to know what started it off? Is just me sitting there. So I was due to leave the UK in November 2025 to go do my working holiday in Australia and all that lot. But the funny thing that actually started it all off is I still remember to this day sitting there in October, like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be leaving my job pretty soon, leaving Hemel Hempstead, Hertfordshire area, and then gonna go travel to Australia, and it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna feel amazing, and I'm gonna be 30 soon, and all this lot. And then I was just sitting there watching YouTube, and then this advert came up, which was this one here, Duolingo Push. What is this bum? I don't know what Duolingo is anymore. So does it show? And I clicked it, and I was like, okay, here's this random language learning app that's just been recommended to me. Is it loud? It is, yeah. And it got recommended to me, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this. What is this language learning app? I've never heard of this. Let's just see what happens anyway. So I'll give it a watch.
Here at Duolingo,
And I was like,
that learning a language works best.
fine enough. I was like, oh damn, she's really cute as well. I don't know who she is, but oh wait, let me put it on this screen. I was like, oh damn, she's really cute.
Practice
Maybe I could start learning this language thing.
sends helpful notifications.
So yeah, caveman brain kicked in. I don't know if she's like an actual employee or she's supposed to be like a model or like some like actor or something, but I was like, oh, hello.
Remind them to
And I saw this and I thought this was quite funny. All right.
But for some users, we found that's just not effective enough. That's why we're excited to launch a brand new
Kind of looks like Vampy bit me, that's why.
Duolingo
Caveman brain.
Push.
Duolingo Push.
Since Duolingo can be used wherever you are, now Duolingo Push can remind
This
you
one random YouTube advert just got pushed onto me, funny enough, pun intended. And I was like, okay, I've never learned another language before. Maybe I could try this whole Japanese thing. Let's give that a go. Especially with me, you know, moving on with like a really big life change, you know, going to Australia, work on holiday, turning 30, wanting to push myself even further in life. But why not learn Japanese? How hard can it be? So watching this mere 2 minutes, 7 second advert, I'm like, oh, this could be good. Let's give this a try.
Reminder, best for you. Encouraging duo.
Yeah.
disappointed duo. Passive aggressive duo.
Not realizing at this point
Sign up today.
that this was released in 2019 in April, so 6 months later
For a free trial,
I would then,
get Duolingo Push
you know,
and never
take up language learning.
ever miss a day of practice again. Not now, duo.
Back then as well, Duolingo was still so small. It was tiny.
Okay. I'm doing it.
But they had clearly played into the scary bird kind of narrative, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I was like, you know what? October 18th, this advert was randomly put to me. I watched it and was like, this looks pretty good actually. I guess I'm going to start learning languages. You know, I'm at a good time in life now where things are changing, so let me give it a try. Downloaded it, did my first day. At this point, I still had a couple of weeks left of my old job. I think about 4 weeks left or so. In fact, something interesting. There's my comment. It's gonna probably change to 6 years quite soon, but there's my comment from 5 years ago. But like I said, it'll change over to 6 hopefully soon. And again, this is back when Duolingo was good. It really was about language learning, and it had the forums and it had all this stuff. And I was like, oh damn, this is great. This is really fun. So on October 18th, I then started to learn Japanese, and I was like doing the very basics, obviously, which would be the hiragana and katakana alphabet. And then I would go into work. Again, this is in my old job in Hemel Hempstead, and I was like, I'm going to start trying to write some of this down and try and translate some of the people's names. Nobody knew I was doing this, but I would look at some of the people's names who worked there, and I'd be like, oh, this person, insert name. I'm going to write this down. Oh my god, I can write it down. This is sick. And this is also just before Pokemon Sword and Shield, just after Pokemon Sword and Shield came out. I think the game, when did Sword and Shield come out? So Pokemon Sword and Shield release was earlier October? Oh, November even. So yeah, at this point as well, I still remember a few weeks later, this game came out, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and my mate got this, it's called Grimmsnarl. But he got it in Grimmsnarl. He randomly got given this Pokemon gifted to him through like Wonder Trade or something, but it was in Japanese. And I still remember to this day going, oh, I know what that is. I can read that. That's Japanese. Obviously, it's in hiragana, but it's the Japanese thing. I can read that. I know what that says. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Like this one advert getting recommended to me back on October 18th, 2019 would start me on this crazy journey. It's a shame that Duolingo is just a really terrible app now and I can't really support it. I mean, I still do it obviously every day, but that's because I'm just stuck in the phase. I mean, when you're 2,000 days in, you're kind of like, what do you call it, sunk cost fallacy at that point. Although I'm not even paying for it anymore, but still, 2,000 days, why not carry on? But yeah, this is kind of where it all started. My caveman brain and wanting to move on in life and do new things. And yeah, that month from October 18th until November 18th, the following month, which is a few days before I left, was like, oh man, this Japanese thing is cool. I like this. I'm going to travel and maybe I'll go to Japan afterwards. Obviously, shit hit the fan. But yeah, damn. This one advert is synonymous with my language learning journey, because if it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't even be doing Duolingo, to be honest. Or I would have joined Duolingo randomly through someone else, but at such a late point that I wouldn't have had the positive experience with Duolingo that I had back when the app was really small during 2019, 2020, and even 2021, when it really was about language learning and not this social media fucking AI shit. But yeah, it is. I'm not going to deny that I didn't enjoy my time, and I'm not going to deny that this advert didn't impact me, because it was literally the catalyst for me starting Japanese through Duolingo and still doing it to this day. So yeah, it's weird looking back on this advert, because there's my comment from 5 years ago, which, like I said, hopefully will update to 6 years in like a week or whenever. So yeah, interesting.